Now, okay, guys. So we are live. This is going to be
Great.
awesome. This is gonna be a fun time. We're doing another segment of get to know your new breed training center black belts, and this is going to be a fun one. This is going to be a great one. We're just going to cut loose and just have a good time, guys. So today we have uh, Vinny Levin, and Elvis Cosic. So guys, say hello.
Hello,
Hello.
everyone.
This is going to be nuts. So again, these clearly they're part of the new retraining center black belt family. Vinny has been wow. Vin, you've been training with us since '05, '06, '05, '06.
Yeah, I think at the end of '06. Yeah.
Yeah,
'06. End of,
'06, and then Mechka also '06 too, right? Elvis,
Yes, late '06.
you later say so, guys, about the same time. Vinny got his black belt. Vinny's a first degree black belt, and trains primarily with Mike Sim at Maximus Jiu Jitsu, but also jumps around to all the academies as well too. And he has been a black belt since December of 2015. I got that right, correct?
right.
Look at that. Look at that. I can read. And then Elvis got his black belt, first degree black belt as well too. Got his black belt on December 2016. So yeah, a year
Correct.
later and stuff like that. So yeah, and for those of you guys who train at New Breed all the time, uh, everyone knows Elvis. Come on, now it comes to night classes and stuff. But some of the day class guys and some of the other guys that the beginners, they might not know you and stuff. So they're in for a big surprise. And by the way, quick disclaimer: Elvis's English is much better than we were first met him in '06. Just letting you
Mhm.
know.
That,
So if you
that's
can
right.
imagine some of the stuff that's going to happen, some of the stuff that's going to go down, uh, just saying it sounded was a hell of a lot better and stuff like that. Anyways, guys, so let's start with Vinny first because Vinny was joined New Breed first. Um, how is what was let's kind of go with give us a little background about your jiu-jitsu journey so
Yeah.
far.
So in general, the real reason why I got into jujitsu is the summer of '06. I got into an altercation. Um, Ended up, taking care of myself, not necessarily, meaning I took care of myself, protected myself, and everything was good. But I've always kind of had some martial arts, boxing, kickboxing in my life at some point. But that being said, I wanted to try something different, right? So I ended up checking out a grappling school in Rolling Meadows. It was a Carlson Gracie affiliate. With that being said, I went in, checked out a class, thought I was Mr. Big and Bad because I lifted a lot of weights, kicked a little booty. Maybe not the toughest guy in the world, but tough enough. But I pretty much rolled around with a guy who was 150 pounds. Thought I could probably work him. Guy pulled guard. I was a little tired. Put my head down. He choked me. I said, I need to know this shit. So that's pretty much my start.
But you're not going to even talk about your Wing Chun background in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, so from 19 to 23, I had some hocus pocus, Jeet Kune Do mixed with some kickboxing, mixed with some other boxing, primarily just striking. Didn't really get into the ground all that much other than, you know, trying to get a little drunk and wrestle around with your buddies, stupid shit like that. But for the most part, when you really think about it, though, like I've been blessed for playing softball for a number of years after the kickboxing thing pretty much died down, and that's how I met Mike Sim, and Mike Sim introduced me to you, which introduced me to Mr. Elvis, who I love very much, and the rest is history. Almost going on 15 years. 14 and a half years now, and almost 15 years of jujitsu. So, gonna be 44, but still doing it, man.
All right, Elvis, how about you, man? Like, what was you got to tell everybody how you got started in jiu-jitsu, how you
Well,
found us and
that's
stuff.
yes. So that was to my best friends, Midhat and Scotty. So we used to lift weights together in Export Fitness. It used to be Powerhouse, then they changed to Export Fitness. So we used to lift weights there, and then we used to watch the Pride fights. Pride. So we were like, who are these Brazilians? What's that? Jiu-Jitsu. And then we were like, let's go do some Jiu-Jitsu upstairs in a above where they have a dancing club, whatever it's called, dancing club, private, export. So we used to go in there and do a little bit. And Scotty says, well, let's check some gyms around, see where we can do some jiu-jitsu. So he's the one who did it first. So he went to you over there to Old Fit. And he told us. So the next guy who went there was Mirhat. He went in there and he says, man, you got to sign it. This is amazing. So I came in and, I came in like way before that class started, like 2-3 hours. He says they have a weights. You can lift weights. So, I came in there, started lifting some weights. And I see some guys around like Alan Charles, and some other guys. Ciro, Ciro was like jacked up big time. I thought this guy was Bruce Lee. So anyway, the class started up. I was like a 230, I lift a lot of heavy weights. So I thought I was the strongest guy around there. I'm going to kill everybody. Well, I got killed. I got killed by a Kwan. Well, everybody knows Kwan is like a maybe 5'10", looks half dead. Every time you see, he looks like he just woke up. So, I was like, how the hell, how's this possible? This guy choked me like 10 times in 5 minutes, maybe even more. I was not expecting that. Ciro choked me, but I was expecting it from him because he looked like, he's in shape. But Kwan, I was like, oh my God. So I got to immediately, that's how I fell in love with jiu-jitsu. And that's how I started up. And, we were in there. I couldn't wait to come next day to train. And then I meet you. I meet my best friend, Vinny, Sim brothers, and then other big guys, they were there. And, some other guys from Northwestern University and Dan Midell. So, we had a good team in there.
Yeah, we had a good crew. That was a good crew.
That's how I started. I was getting killed by a man that you would absolutely no way it would happen, but it happened. So he destroyed me. And I was like, I gotta start doing this. This weightlifting is bullshit. No more. And that's exactly what happened.
But let me ask you this, because you guys argue about it first. Well, first off, let's just set the record straight. Who's stronger between you and Vinny?
Well, maybe him right now, but when I was lifting, he was nowhere near me.
No, he's right. I think when he was in his prime, lifting prime, I couldn't touch him.
But you could, but you're the big boy now.
Yeah, but you see,
Exactly.
the thing is it's longevity, right? It's when you think about it. Like, I've been strong and I've kept it, and that's big. But in jiu-jitsu, right, Elvis? I mean, like me, I do it because I don't want to be a turd, right? Like I don't want to look like a turd with my shirt's off. But your grappling strength never went away. You've always had great grips. Everything's been, yeah. So like, so you know what I mean? That's the main thing when it comes down to it. Me, I just like picking up heavy shit and pushing heavy shit. It's just natural. But to be honest, I never could. In Elvis's prime, I couldn't touch those weights that he did.
So what you're saying, Vinny, is that strength doesn't really translate to jiu-jitsu.
No, I'm not going to say that.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, but it helps. Elvis will tell you it helps too because he ain't weak. You know what I mean? He ain't weak. It's just I think, but when we push weights, it's a little different now. He has to get down. He does other things like gymnastics or some shit. Yoga.
No, it's for people who don't know, both Vinny and Elvis are known as like the big uncles in the gym. They basically or they're the ones that pull all the young guys aside and sit them down and be like, hey, young fella, we need to sit there and have a chat. They're the ones who give the best advice and stuff. I think it's the best advice to all the young guys and stuff like that. With the young guys when they're coming up, like Asher and even Quan and all them stuff like that. They were all youngins, and these guys have always act like they're uncles and stuff. So for each of you, let's start off with Elvis. Start off with Vinny first. What's the best advice, or what's the most memorable advice you've given to one of the younger guys, up and coming guys? It could be jiu-jitsu related. Give one jiu-jitsu related and give one life related.
Well, I think this kind of intertwines. So, I always said, you're never as good as you think you are, and you're never as bad And especially, I always focus this to the ones who who had success real early on in their jiu-jitsu competition career, because what that manifests, could be ego driven. Now, don't get me wrong. You get lit up in training, you should be pissed. You should that day. You should. That's the whole point. That day. The next day, that should all be flushed down the toilet. You should be happy to train. You should be in good. And then the main thing is you should always reflect on what you did wrong and fix those things. That's the beauty of it, right? The rubber always meets the road in jiu-jitsu. It's a beautiful thing. And I think those were the main things that I always had to focus on. People that, that when you're younger, you're much more fragile with your mindset. And the ones who aren't are blessed. But I think those are really, really important keys to just help. And it's a, life skill too, man, because a lot of shit's going to happen. And it's how you have every right to be pissed, but you can't keep holding on to that shit. You know what I mean?
Nah, I hear you. How about you, Elvis? What's the best?
Be patient. It's gonna come to you. Be patient with it. Do not quit. Don't be a quitter. Don't come there, get your ass kicked and you say, "Oh fuck, this is not for me. I got killed." Don't quit immediately. You're supposed to get killed. When you start training jiu-jitsu, you're supposed to get destroyed. And when you get a little better, you always look to roll with somebody who is better than you. And if you survive, you're going to feel like a winner. That's how I felt. When I was rolling with you, you were a whole lot better than me. And if you don't submit me, I was like, man, he didn't submit me. Even though I lost 100-0, but I felt like good. I didn't get submitted. So that's the, and then the life is, for the life, do what you like to do. If you don't like, if you go to the job, you don't like it, quit the damn job, man. Do what you love to do.
No, that's good. That's good advice. I mean, that's basically what I did. I was working behind a desk for God knows how many years, and basically just walked in and said, like, I'm done with this. I'm going to sit there and do jiu-jitsu full time. That was all the way back in 07, but that's a whole nother story. But Mechka, I do have to say this. My favorite piece of life advice was when you were trying to give the birds and the bees story to Asher, and you were explaining how, like, basically how much an abortion costs back home in Bosnia and stuff. You remember that one? That's my favorite one. That's my favorite.
And it was illegal. And it was illegal. I think it's still illegal.
It's still legal? Still legal or illegal?
Illegal.
It's still illegal. Like, so,
Yep.
so
Black market, only one.
So how, guys, do you want to tell a abridged version of that story? Because I can tell you what I got out of it, but I want to see if you want to tell your story.
So basically, if you are like a young man and you wanna hook up with somebody, let's see, you find a hooker. You do it one time, and then all of a sudden, after like a month or 2 months, she comes to your door and says, "Well, you got me pregnant. So what are you gonna do? You got no money, right?" So the grandpa grabs one of the goats and sells the goat. So that's how much it costs. A goat or a sheep.
One goat.
But the parents, but like a man, but like a father or a grandfather are proud of that. So they would, even though she's lying, they'll do it just because you are a man now. You did it. So you lost your virginity. You did it. So they're gonna do it even if you didn't do it, they're gonna do it for you.
So the funny thing about that is what I remember from the story is that it was 2 goats, and we went to the next village. And you told the story like this, and it's funny because afterwards, all I said is like, Elvis, I don't know what the hell you just said, but all I know that back home in Bosnia, it costs, in order to get an abortion, it's 2 goats. That's all I remember. And I was just
well,
dying.
it could be a big goat, adult goat, or like a 2 small ones.
One big sheep though.
One big sheep, one big male sheep. Oh, it's worth a lot of money, man.
Male sheep's worth.
That's why I put up the finger 1. I remember 1 sheep, big one.
And one the weight's 100 kilos.
100, which you try to
big sheep.
Weigh me. Yes, you always, when you would pick me up, you'd weigh me against the 100-kilo sheep. I understand.
Like how many sheep, how many goats you weigh?
Yeah, so
because that's.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you live in a farm and you wanna sell your goats or sheep, you have to check how much they weigh. You pick it up and you guess, and then you're gonna get it approximately to about a kilo, which is pretty good.
Fuck.
Yes,
You
Especially
have no idea.
especially if you're buying them yourself, and then the guy says, "Oh, this one is a 36 kilo." You looked it up. You said, "Oh, maybe no, it's 30. It's 30 only." And then
Elvis taught me how to milk a cow.
What's
yeah,
that?
Right?
that's how you get a grips.
Wait. I want to take a picture of that. I'm going to take a picture of that. Go get your grips for the cow.
I've never milked a cow, but I'm showing you.
That's hilarious. Oh,
Man, taught me that.
so I will like so what Vinny was referring to a little bit earlier was Elvis's kind of innate mutant ability to be able to pick you up and tell you how much you weigh in amount of goats. And that's the funniest thing is stuff. And he could guess your weight like within 10 pounds, 10 pounds. And he was just dead on. He would sit there and pick you up. He's like, oh, you're like 1.5 goats. And that's like 200 pounds. You're like, oh, good, gotta get on the scales. Like, boom, he hits you like within 5 pounds. It's nuts. It's freaking nuts. He's done it over and over again. And I think we spent like a half hour having you pick up everybody that went to class one time. Just like tell them how much they weighed and stuff like that. And pretty damn accurate and stuff. There's a lot of stories between all these guys, and it's between all the OG black belts. And let's hear what kind of for you guys, what's your favorite Evanston story? Because you guys are Evanston OGs. What is your favorite crazy story or whatever story that you remember? And feel free. Go ahead. You can keep it unadulterated. Go for it.
All right. Remember when that one? Either the dude was a crackhead or he was alcoholic, and just legit like I believe it was me, but it's been so long. But like I had to talk to this. He was laying. You were teaching your class. The dude was just laying down. You were so pissed. You wanted to kill him, but we didn't. We didn't want you to smash him because we didn't know what that was gonna happen. But here I'm like negotiating with this guy to get him the fuck out of there, right? Like I'm just negotiating, pleading with this guy to get out. You're telling, get him out, kill him, punch him, freaking out. But I forgot who else was helping. But I believe I was the one who was pretty much the mouthpiece to try to get this guy out. Finally got him out, and then like order was restored. But honestly, that was probably the craziest shit that I ever saw in life. Like, dude was fucked up, like beyond belief. And then he's just legit in the middle of class, just decided to like lay down, hammered. Only in Evanston, man.
You remember his name? Do you remember his name? I do.
I do not. Well, I can imagine because the guy was probably one thing close to death.
Oh yeah, his name I couldn't really like. I'm gonna butcher his name, but it was Shadowlick or something like that.
Yes, dude. But honestly, that must have been the trippiest thing I've ever seen. Like, dude just decided I'm gonna get fucked up and go to jiu-jitsu. Like, I'm gonna get really fucked up and go to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And it did not work out for him. Not good.
Not good. That was not good. He was very close to ending up in a pig farm or something like that. It was not going to be good. How about you, Matt? How about you, Elvis? What's your favorite?
I got a one that is embarrassing. After the training, we came out. It was like me, Midhat, and Emil, and we were over. You know what? It was a white hand there, right? Mm-hmm. Remember a store, white hand, right?
Yeah, white hand pantry.
Yes. So we were in there in front of it, and we were watching these girls. They were like from Northwestern University. So I don't know who said Midhat or Emil. Oh man, look at this girl. She looks nice ass. And she turned around and said, man, she got flat chest. She got flat boobs, no boobs. And she asked us in our language. What I said. I said that in my language, I didn't understand.
She knew,
But she heard what we were saying, and then I turned red. I changed the story. Real quick, and we met her there before. She was like working out Pilates or some bullshit over there with David and Phil.
Oh, that's
it was very embarrassing.
Oh, that's hilarious. I never knew about that one. But how much? Go ahead. Go ahead. Elvis. Sorry about that.
That was embarrassing. That's why we didn't talk about it.
So it's okay. It's okay. I'm sure we've done worse. I'm sure between Vinny and I
Yeah.
and all the other OGs, we've done worse. But Skokie, I have a good Skokie story too. And Vinny, since you haven't heard, well, there's a bunch of good Skokie stories to be honest with you. But Vinny, since you haven't heard the first episode, our favorite. So
Yeah.
Nixon brought this up. Nixon
I
brought
already
this up.
know. I already know.
You already know.
It was gonna be my Skokie one. That was gonna
Oh
be my.
God! Like we've already brought it up, where you sat there, jumped on the ball, and basically knocked yourself out, man. But
Dude.
that's a good one. That's a good one.
Hey man, I blame Leo Vieira and Andre Galval for making that shit look that easy. Right? Like I thought if they could do it, I can fucking do it. And apparently I couldn't. And I still remember waking up looking at everybody dying of laughter. Even the kids, man. Like
Oh, yeah, there were kids there.
yeah, no, that was gonna be my Skokie story because well, whatever I remembered of it.
How about you? How about you, Elvis? How about you?
Well, my favorite story is when I become a purple belt in there. That was my favorite story.
I don't remember. What happened? I remember because I'm.
You promoted me to the purple belt. I didn't know it was gonna happen. And
yeah, I do
Oh,
sneak attack
holy
promotions
shit.
all the time. Yeah, that's funny. Like
but my other favorite story is from the new gym. When I was working Saturday night, so I came to a Sunday morning class.
Mhm.
So I worked 12 hours. Then I came to the gym on a Sunday morning. We were doing a comp class, right?
Yes.
And then we were doing the triangle drills. You catch and you release. And I
Mhm.
was doing it with what's her name, Taylor.
Mhm.
She caught me and I fell asleep.
You
all, of
got
a sudden,
shot.
all of a sudden, she's waking me up and you are waking me. I don't know if it was you or I think it was you. You waking me up and she's waking me up. I was like, why are you waking me up? I was sleeping so nice.
I just got choked.
That was the only time I was ever put asleep. It was by Taylor, a girl.
Oh, really? That's the only time you ever got put out? Really?
I was put out to sleep completely. And I
That's
don't
hilarious.
remember, like, I was literally dreaming, like I had a good dream. It was like for 20 seconds.
That's hilarious, man. I don't even remember that. Vinny, I'm surprised you don't want to talk about your Black Dynamite days.
Oh
Like,
yeah, no, but no, Black Dynamite. That was homage to Mr. Black Dynamite. But
uh,
I'm gonna be dead honest with you, man. That Skokie story on jumping on that ball, that takes the cake, dude. And I'm glad Nick talked about it, but hell, man, I lived it. You know what I mean? You know. But God, Skokie, that little wall, right? Like the stuff that we were able to accomplish out of there too, man. It's crazy.
we had like 1,100 square feet of mat space. It's like narrow mat space and everything like that. We didn't know that we needed to use semi-gloss paint, and we had paint chips falling into our faces as we're training and stuff like that. That was great.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Humidity, right? From training.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it smelled so bad in there. It smelled
You
so
never
bad.
could find parking. You never could find parking. No parking. Yeah. Amazing though, man. Just how it grows and organic. Or talk about organic growth, right? Wow.
Man, it was fun. It was fun. It was like I mean, and the fact that like, and we talked about this too in the prior episode with Nick and Mike Sim. It's just really cool to sit there and see everyone kind of grow up and kind of just go through the ranks and stuff like that. Like we were complete jerk offs. Come on, we were all like complete jerk offs and stuff. Like we trained like idiots and like and we just trained and beat the snot out of each other all the time and everything. And now all of a sudden we're grown up. We all have less hair right now and stuff like that. Like, and we all got kids and stuff. And it's nuts. It's a good time. But it's good. It's always good to sit there and kind of see growth and everything like that. So, but the one thing that we're going to move on to is what I know everyone's waiting for. We used to have, so a little background, before the advent of Facebook and everything like that, there was message boards. There was like the old message boards. There was like MMA.tv, which, Vinny, I'm gonna like, do you still post on there or no?
No. Dude, I don't even. Ever since Instagram came around and it gave me like that, 20-second move or a minute move,
Right.
I'm all in, man. TV served its course back in the day, but now I'm IG all day, man.
Nah, but if anyone ever wanted to know who Vinny was on MMA.tv, he was Seven Dust. So if you ever got into it with Seven Dust, That was that guy. That was Vinny. So, oh man, just outing you out right there. I forgot what I was. Chubia Yagyu. That's what I was. But I never got into it. I never got into it with anyone.
Oh,
But
yeah, I haven't even opened up that Mark. That's a blast from the past.
all right. So, because you had MMA.TV, you had MMA.TV, you had you had Sherdog, and then you still have Sherdog sort of, and then you had well now it's Reddit. You have now message boards are all Reddit. But you also had the In the Guard forum, which turned out to be Jiu-Jitsu gear, the Jiu-Jitsu gear forum, which were really cool.
That was the original, right?
That was the OG. It was In the Guard, and then it moved to Jiu-Jitsu forums, and then we created our own message board for the school. The New Breed Academy Chicago message board. And within that message board, we had general announcements, all that stuff like that. And we had one specific message board segment there. It was called Ask Elvis. And it was meant to be, just whatever and stuff like that. At first it was supposed to be meant to be like jiu-jitsu related stuff. And then it just metamorphosized into asking Elvis whatever the heck was on our minds. And the thing is that you'd wait a day, in a day or two, or you'd take a couple of days and stuff like that, but Elvis would log on and he would literally answer every single question. And it would just be the best freaking thing. So I talked to the guys, I talked to the team, put out you guys might have seen it on Facebook and stuff like that. I basically just put out there, I'm like, all right, guys, let's go ahead and collect as many questions. We're going to do some Ask Elvising and stuff like that. So I got a sheet of paper. There was about 40 questions. There was almost 40 questions. Narrowed it down to one page because it was more than one page. So that being said, we're going to get started on it right now and stuff. Okay. So here's the first question. How much does Vinny weigh? Vinny, don't answer this.
Vinny, how much he weighs?
Yeah. How much does he weigh?
2 goats.
2
100
goats?
kilos. 100 kilos.
All right. If this is actually a question for
I would say, man, let me see you, Vinny, again. Let me see your chin, man. You got double chin or what? Did you get fat recently?
Yeah, you do. I don't, man. I'm lean. I'm 1.80 goat.
You are 195 pounds.
There you go, man. A little bit. Yeah, there you go.
He's saying it like he doesn't want to get on the scale right now. So all right.
Yeah, 197, 198. You're close.
So that means 207. You always like 10 pounds.
Shit, you're
all right. So this is a question kind of actually for both of you. I'll leave it out there. So this is Vin. This is for you too. If you guys opened up a school, what would you name it?
Mechka.
Mechka
VJJ.
Mechka VJJ. How about you, Elvis?
Spetsnaz BJJ.
Spetsnaz BJJ. All right. So for those of you who don't know, Mechka is what Elvis always walks in the gym, always looks at me like, Mechka, what's up? What's up, Mechka? So and I think I know what Mechka means, but officially, Elvis, what does Mechka mean?
Teddy bear.
Teddy bear. Yeah. So basically, if you ever hear Elvis and I calling each other Mechka or Elvis calling anyone Mechka, basically it's a whole bunch of grown men calling each other teddy bears. So
that's right.
There's that. But
bears, teddy bears.
There you go. All right. So move on to the next question. Who is the toughest cop in the gym?
Toughest cop?
Toughest cop in the gym.
Danny D. Lopez is the toughest cop.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
my friend. I love the guy. He's like a brother. I love him. I fell in love with him.
There you go.
But that's not a guy that you want to be pulled over by.
No
No
way.
You don't want to be pulled over by him. But the nicest cop, the nicest of the all, I believe is Fredo. You know Fredo.
Yeah, Sweaty
Fredo and Schultz. Schultz is like two babysitters. They shouldn't be cops. They should be babysitters.
I'm sure they appreciate that. Who is the weakest firefighter in the gym?
Weakest firefighter.
Weakest firefighter in the gym.
Oh, what's his name? Jimmy.
Jimmy the Fish?
Jimmy the Fish. He's the weakest. He has did you see his biceps?
He says he's working out now. I talked to him the other day.
Working out with what?
All right.
Where is he working out? The gyms are
I don't know. I guess at the firehouse.
This guy, he decides to start working out when the gyms are closed.
right.
Long time.
Best fast food.
Best
Oh, I
fast
got
food.
this one for him. I know. Let me guess this for you, Elvis. I think I know. For you,
Go ahead, guess it.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell is okay. I like it. What about the one that me and you went to Wisconsin, the greasiest place I ever been in?
Oh, Culver's?
Culver's. Culver's.
Culver's, yeah. But my personal favorite is Hooters.
Hooters?
Oh,
Hooters.
okay.
The wings in the Hooters. This is the number one. I love Hooters.
Damn.
All right. So that actually did. So there's a part 2 to this question. So what's a better chicken sandwich, Chick-fil-A or Popeye's chicken sandwich?
I actually never eat Popeyes.
Really?
Never.
Yeah.
I eat a chicken one time there with my wife on a drive-through, and she says, "Oh, but this is greasy. This is terrible." So from that point on, I never eat a Popeyes chicken or a sandwich.
Okay. So there's actually a part 3 to this question. All right. What is? I'm going to read it out. I'm going to read it out specifically to you. What is the besides cow, chicken, and turkey? What is the tastiest meat?
Tastiest meat, I would say elk.
Elk?
Elk meat. Yeah, bison or buffalo is really tasty. Rabbit is tasty also.
What the fuck, man? Why don't you go with lamb or some shit?
Lamb is a cherry on a cake. Lamb
I
is a
know
number
it. I
one.
got one right. I knew he would say lamb. I knew it.
Lamb chops. You can suck them like a lollipops.
Yes, I'm better. I'm back, baby. I'm back.
There you go. All right. This is
Also goat is really roasted goat, roasted baby goat.
Goat
Man,
cheese, man.
roasted baby
Goat
goat.
cheese.
roasted baby
Oh,
goat
God.
on a stick. We roast them on a stick. This is
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this is I'm going to ask you this question, and then there's immediately a follow-up question to it. Who is the best smelling person in the gym to roll with, or who's the best smelling person you've ever rolled with?
best smelling.
Best smelling.
You are pretty good smelling.
Oh, I thank you.
Most
I
of the time.
appreciate it.
That's true. And
He does. The fist. He's got that fist cologne. The fist.
yes,
yeah. Only the brave. Only the brave.
we all know who is the stinkiest.
Oh, who is it? Who is it? Who is it? You gotta say it. You gotta say it.
My favorite Jew, Sam.
Oh man, that's like that was the follow-up question. All right,
Nobody can beat him.
That's hilarious. All right, I'm supposed to ask you this question, and it's literally okay. This I wrote down specifically. It's pretty simple. It's tell me about lacrosse, or do you like lacrosse?
No, I know what it is. That this sport is very stupid. They play with the helmets. And I'll stick with like a fish net in it, like a fish net, and they throw the ball. This is absolutely stupid.
Why is it stupid?
Very stupid. This is not a sport, man. Why they have helmets on? It's like you have the motorcycle helmet, and they got a little sticks, and they got pads, like a football pads, and they're running around, and they throw this ball from this like a butterfly. It looks like a butterfly, the thing that you catch the butterflies with.
Right, a net, the little
The net,
yeah.
the net, and
Awesome.
you're supposed to catch the ball in that net.
Awesome.
It's stupid. It's really stupid.
You know what, Elvis? I agree. I'm with you, brother.
They got this small rubber ball. This is stupid, man.
All right, let's move on. How much in US dollars does one goat cost?
US dollars,
Yes.
like to buy the baby goat for roasting, probably like $150, $200. Very good one, raised in the mountains. Eat a good food, not the one that from the farm.
Okay. All right. So this is like a part. This is a part 2 of that question. This was actually asked by Mikey when I showed her this list. She's just like, ask Elvis for me. What can I buy with 5 goats that I can't buy with $500?
Five goats, you can buy a lot of shit.
What's that?
You can buy a lot of shit with 5 goats.
Like what? Like what? Can you buy a car? Can you buy like with 5 goats?
Buy a motorcycle. I guarantee you that. A
Motorcycle.
small motorcycle.
Really? So
Yeah.
it's fun. I did not know that. I will say this.
Basically, where I came from, if you live in a village and you don't have a livestock, you are considered a poor man, very poor. If you don't have a cow, sheep, or a goats, you are nobody. You are poor.
Uh,
No, you got nothing
That's
to eat.
awesome shit, right?
You got nothing to eat. You got nothing to sell. What are you gonna do?
no, I hear you. But so, like, speaking of motorcycles, you brought it up. Actually, Tony Popo asked me to ask you if you are ever going to race your Hayabusa anytime soon.
Well, with him, I don't have to have a Hayabusa. I can run faster than his motorcycle. He has a Ducati Monster, right?
Yeah,
This is a that's a girl's motorcycle. That's for girls. This is a girl's motorcycle. This is a 40-year-old man riding the girl's motorcycle.
which
Oh, he's
how,
older than that, brother. He's older
how,
than that.
how many
He's
cc's?
over
Because
50.
my first motorcycle was a Ducati Monster, man. I used to ride that thing around, but that was like freaking like,
But that
man.
was like when you learn how to ride. That's a learning, like for learning. If you are a veteran, you're not supposed to ride that kind of motorcycle. That's a small
I was gonna
motorcycle,
say
man.
that it might be like a Filipino thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, not for me. I
He,
was like,
he, he was
I upgraded super bikes though,
he was
but
born here, man. Tony was born here, right?
yeah, he's never been to the Philippines.
Yeah, he never been to the Philippines. Come on, he's not a Filipino. He's American. You got a little motorcycle, like it's for beginners. That's for girls, man. Mikey should be riding that motorcycle. This small motorcycle.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on.
He
So,
got no chance. I can borrow my friend's bicycle and race him.
all right, let's move on. Here's the next question. Since you're so good at giving life advice, I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to read it exactly. It is. I need a girlfriend. What's the best way to get one?
Who is that guy who needs a girlfriend?
I'm not going to say. I can't. I'm not going to say. This just goes.
Is,
I
is,
need.
is, is that a Han? Maybe Han needs a girlfriend.
No, he did ask a question, but I'm not going to ask his question. Well, I'll ask it later, but that's not the question. That's not the.
First, you have to, if you are young, if you're under 25, you don't need no girlfriend. You need somebody to hang out with. Now, when you're over 25, you look to settle down. Then when you look for a girlfriend, you don't, you'll find it somewhere. You'll find somebody who fits you, But if you're under 25, come on, man, you don't need no girlfriend. The girlfriend is like if you have a girlfriend, you are stuck to her. If she says, if you want to come to train jiu-jitsu, do whatever, she says, oh, let's go to the movie. What are you going to do? You're going to go to the movie with her, right? Or she's going to be upset. So if you are under 25, don't get no girlfriend.
Well, you're not going to use. What do you get? What are they supposed to use? Match.com, Tinder.
You can go pay massage place, over there, and pay $100 for a Korean massage or whatever.
Oh man, that's crazy.
It's the best way. Once a week is perfect.
That's if you're under. That's if you're under 25, right?
If you're under 25, yes, yeah,
Okay.
very good.
Okay. If you're under 25, all right. So let's move to the next question. If you could add any subject to the U.S. school system, what would it be?
A subject.
Yeah, any subject, so like science, what kind of reading, speaking Spanish, stuff like that. What would it be?
Well, definitely they need a lot of improvements. Like, they need to learn about the history of other countries, not just USA history. They geology. They don't know shit about geology. They don't know anything about it. When I went to school, man, they teach you. I knew about Philippines. I knew about the whole world. You got to know that. Here, man, you just come to the class, you're gonna pass straight A's. When I was in Bosnian high school, I was an average or below average. When I came to America, I was the best student here. I didn't read. I didn't speak even English. And how come I was best? Mathematics are same everywhere, right?
Oh yeah. Well,
2 + 2 is 4. 2 + 2 is 4 all over everywhere. But maybe here they need like a maybe a self-defense class, stuff like that. For we used to have a similar class like that. In case of war, what do you do in case of like this right now. We got this fucking virus that shuts everything down. So they need to know a life, like a basic stuff about life.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm with
All right.
that.
I'm with it too, man. I'm with it too. Like school system now is that's a whole nother conversation. So
Man, this
Yeah.
is so stupid, you know.
yeah, I hear you. So let me ask.
What they need is a paper and a pencil. They don't need no laptops, computers. You know, they need a paper and a pencil, and eraser. That's the only thing they need.
Oh, yeah, tell me about it. I've got a
But I
13-year-old
know,
that needs all that stuff.
yeah, man, this is me. My daughter is a second grader. All they do is everything is over the tablet,
Oh
Yeah.
iPad.
gosh. All right, I'm gonna ask one last question. There's a whole bunch of other ones. I'm just gonna ask one last one, so that way we don't go on for like 3 hours doing this. I'm gonna read it out loud. Exactly. All right. So here you go. My kid just called my wife a bitch. How should I discipline him?
Oh
Oh,
man, I will find out where did he hear that word. Was it from you or her?
I'm literally just reading the question.
How old is that kid? Oh man, you
Oh.
beat the fuck. If I call my mom that name, holy shit, man, he would beat me up, and then my dad would beat me up.
No, absolutely. I like that as you're shooting your kids in the back. No, absolutely, man. Like same thing with me. Remember, I had Asian parents, man.
Man,
Like tiger mom, tiger dad parents.
when I was 18-year-old, my mom used to smack me, and I didn't say shit. I could beat her up easily, but I didn't. It's a respect.
Oh man.
man.
My dad too. He used to like kick me in the ass, very hard, man. You hurt. He used to, I tried to run away. He would catch me and kick me in the ass, or smack me in the back of the head. I was 18, 19, man. I was like a grown man.
All right, so
I had a hair on my chest. I had a beard. He was kicking.
oh man, it's nuts.
So
But
that's a respect. I would never even imagine to call my mom that kind of name ever.
no, for sure, man, for sure. And it's funny because you mentioned respect and everything like that, and like, man, it's for me, like you guys are some of the like you guys and all the OGs, some of the other guys that will get on here and stuff like that. Some of the guys that I respect the most, like 100%. Like we've been through it all. We like the school's been around for 15 years. You guys have always had my back. I've always had your guys' back, man. Like, and we've gone through a lot of stuff, man. And so I just from here, since I guys got you like on the Zoom call, just want to say thank you. You guys know that stuff, man. So thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Glad
So
to be on, man.
we were so good to each other. We never even have an argument with each other. We never have a disagreement.
Well, that's actually not necessarily true with me and Vinny and Skokie.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I
okay.
think
That's,
that,
I'll,
but
I'll,
that,
I'll,
well, me and Mark, but that's what makes us healthy,
yeah.
right? But me and Elvis always, there's always been, it's a little different.
Yeah,
All
so
good.
I'll say this one story I had with Vinny real fast in Skokie. Remember when I jacked up my thumb and I bent back like all the way here, and I taped it up, with so much duct tape. It was layered up with duct tape. It was a Friday afternoon. We were training. It was a Friday afternoon, and Vin's like, "Let's train. All right, cool, let's train." And I just go to Vinny. I'm like, "Vinny, okay, do whatever you want. Just don't actually mess up my." It was my wrist. That's what it was. Don't mess up my hand. Don't grab it in my hand. It's all duct taped up and everything like that. We sit there. He catches me in an arm bar, and I'm grabbing it like this. So what does he do? He has all these different options to get my arm like free and stuff like that. So he wrist locks.
Should have tapped. Should have tapped when I was young, man.
You didn't have it yet. I was like this, and he wrist locks me, and I lose it. I completely lose it. Yeshua was there. Rolly was there. Rolly was there. Like, oh God, I forget. There was a whole bunch of people there. And I literally walk out to the middle of the mat. I'm like, you, me, we're rolling right now. And Vinny's just sitting there by the green mat, the green wall of Skokie. And he just goes and he looks at me. He's like, I don't want to. No. You're angry. No, I don't want to roll with you. No, I don't want to. And then it was funny because it was the way he said it, which was like a kid, just immediately diffused me. It was hilarious. It was just like, all right, yeah, we're being stupid, right? Like we're being stupid, right? It was the dumbest thing, but it was the funniest thing. It was good.
Don't worry, Mark. You got me back when we were doing competition training, and then you wanted some dude who weighed like 375 pounds to put me in side control so I could work out of it. Yeah, trust me, you got me back, bro. You got me back. Karma comes. What comes around goes around. So it's all good, man.
Oh man, but like this is a very tame version, guys, of Vinny and Elvis. You guys should have seen stuff back in the day when we were just crazier and stuff. I remember the one time, Vinny, when you got posterized by Mikey at California Pizza Kitchen when we were eating. Elvis, I don't think you were there. So like Vinny's just talking with just being Vinny, and then all of a sudden. He just goes like an adjective. What the hell is an adjective? No one knows what an adjective is. And Mikey just sits there, he's eating spaghetti, looks up at you and says like, it's a describing word, and keeps going on. You just got completely owned by an 8-year-old at that time.
Hey, man, sometimes that's just like life, right? Like when you think you're better than you are, boom, life kicks you right in the ass. Puts you
There you
down.
go. There you go, man. No truer words for you. But guys, I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. Is there anything else that you guys want to say to all the New Breed students, the rest of the Chicago crew, the rest of our extended New Breed family and stuff like that? Anything you guys want them to know about or say to them, guys? Whoever.
Get your ass back to the gym, and this is over. And this virus bullshit is over. Get your ass back to the gym and train.
Ain't that the truth, man? I couldn't have said it better myself. And you know what? Just keep on, keep the faith. Just get ready. And when the doors open, let's get down. That's it. Pick it up where we left off, and full steam ahead. Everybody needs it, right? We all need it. Mark needs it. I need it. Elvis needs it. The world needs it. We can't let this shit keep us down, man. We got to keep going.
No, well said, well said. Trust me, like I was telling the Sim brothers this too. I've been telling like people closest to me about this. Like the second this breaks and this whole social distancing is done, 12:01 a.m. open mat. 100%. That's going down.
Oh yeah, man, that's great. Like
12:01
night or whatever, Saturday night.
Yeah, whatever night it is, open mat. Like in the middle of the night, and we're just doing it. Everyone's gonna gas like in about 15 minutes. It's all good. Don't worry. We'll be all right though.
I'm looking forward to it, man. The first thing I can't wait for is that morning after where my back, I feel like I'm in two separate. I'm cut at the waist, my back's hurting, but I'll be happy, man. My hips, elbows, fingers. I'm waiting for that day, man.
Man, I feel good. Nothing hurting me. Everything is healed up. Like my fingers, my fingers are healed up. I feel good. Like I wanna go. Right now.
I hear you. But guys. Oh, God, guys, thank you again. This was a lot of fun and stuff like that. To all the New Breed students, to all the other extended New Breed affiliates, and to, Midwest Tag Team and everyone else, guys, hope you guys had fun watching this. If you guys want more Ask Elvis, keep sending questions. We will sit there and
go ahead.
Ask Elvis. Make it as crazy as you guys can. Make it as detailed as you can. And we will literally just do Ask Elvis segments, guys. Vinny, thanks for joining us and stuff like that, being the co-host, being right here too and stuff. And guys, take it easy. Be safe. Everyone be cool. Take care of yourselves. And I'm going to end the recording in 3, 2,